Yeah, my wonderful people. Happy Sunday to you all. Because no, make on no verse because this news I'm about to give now, it go anger some people and it go also make some people feel happy. But whichever way I affected you, please forgive me because I am not perfect, including you that is commenting or watching. You are not also perfect. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. Nnamdi Kanu not connected with criminals. EKPA tackles Emma powerful. So now, I don't know who is tackling each other. I don't know who is calling each other criminal now. Whether na EKPA, they call Emma powerful criminal. I've been Emma powerful, they call EKPA criminal. Because this matter now, my brother, I don't know who go free settle this matter. I beg ndị Igbo, ka I want to phone we na-ekwunu. Ka I want to phone this autopilot, manual pilot, IPOB and MASOB, Biafran Nations League, and many more that are still coming into existence. All in the name of we are looking for Biafra. I beg go make I ask. This Biafra that we cannot stand in one voice to look for. Only one na chinwe Biafra nke. In fact, see the 5 eastern states. Simon Ekpa, Oshi from Ebonyi State. Ngwa nwanne, hold your own autopilot in Ebonyi State. Can you own your own government? Can you nachi? Igbo enweze, this is how it comes in place. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Iwa Abia State, abi. No problem. I get go Republic of Abia State. Biafra Nkono. On anachi there. Oje nke na head masobo na. Owo Enugu State. Make una just watch waiting to happen. How our people those combine together and put confusion in the midst of their own people, even in the midst of Ndianachi. All in the name of we are looking for Biafra. Only one actually ways. Only one everybody want their own voice to be heard. The other ones, I'm maybe more powerful. Whether I'm a Imo State, and you go Imo State or Chiwa. Then Chike Doziemu. Only can we Kenya Enugu State or Chiwa. In fact, Keke South State and Waka, every southern eastern part of the country will state. We can wear their own. Anambra said that Tukonya and Yego de or Chiwa. Or we can get a fan Uba. But if I about the tackle airport, but we can get a fan Uba or Chiwa there as his own faction of Biafra. I don't understand. Speak with one voice. No, this is exactly why the Northerners are using our own people against their own people. Because if they go to where they are having their own meeting, like governors forum either in the northeast, northwest, or north central, they will all speak with one voice, no matter their affiliatives on different affiliatives they have on political terrain. Most of them, APC, PDP, APGA, whatever, NNPP, all of them will gather and speak with one voice in their governors forum. That is why when they come out to do something, you find out that it seems like they are smart others, not simply because they know how to play the politics well, but simply because all of them believe in one thing, one voice. United we stand and divided we fall. And we'll look at the Southeasterners. Can you tell me any of the governors in the Southeast that can talk to another governor? Igbos are having problem in Lagos State. First of all, this man Elipu, Mokerafia Mba, Jamie Sanwo-Olu. After that one, Wokebayana for the new Abia State governor, Chioma Oti, Obapa Jamie Cheya. Another one, Hope Uzodinjo, Jamie Cheya, Soluta Man Mogago Kokayagaga, then including with Kerenkanwa, Mwifuru, na Ebonyi State. Have you seen it? In the governors forum is no more working in the southeastern part of the country simply because APC will not like to be in the governor forum with the PDP. But the people whom they are serving, who are the northerners, are the ones dividing them. But when they go there, whether you are PDP or APC, they will gather in one mosque and pray. In one mat, all of them will sit down and eat goro and drink kunu or fura. So look at it now. Simon Ekpa na-azọ Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-azọ Biafra. Emma powerful na ebe a na-enye news nke ya. Chike Doziem the same thing. Somebody Nnabuike abi Nnabuihe nọ na Enugu State azọ masob. Enwere Biafra Nations League. Enwere ndị ntenukwa two factions here is arising from Enugu State. Then which one can the people, or let's say if the international community want to listen now, say okay, I want to give you people Biafra. With this total confusion, who are they going to follow? Are they going to follow MASOB or IPOP, Autopilot, Mana Pilot, or MASOB, are they going to follow Biafran Nations League? Hey, onye me na here. I to come again because onye me na here. Because I will know we can go because onye gray bar as na ye mejogo. Enough of all this. EKPA will come out today and call him a powerful criminal. A powerful in turn will come out today and call him criminal. International community are watching all this. Even if they are not watching it, they have spokespersons, they have people that handle their media outlets, and they will be giving them all this news. Look at the people you want to help. Look at the people you want to give independence. Look at the people you want Nigerian government to sign referendum. They never speak with one voice. If you leave them to go tomorrow, they will go there and kill themselves. And international community, they will think you think they have an interest at heart. They don't want you to kill yourself. But people have been telling Nigeria every blessed day. They don't say anything. But when it reaches to the time of a referendum or to have a state of Biafra, simply because of their selfish desire or what they are getting from the Nigerian land, they will not agree to sign whatever it is. Anyway, my wonderful people, I don't want to talk much. That's why I have talked much, but I don't want to go deep into it. If you know whatever you contribution you have to on this very matter, please drop it in the comment section. Let us be what? Let us be matured. And remember my watchword. Let us be guided. We have another authentic headline here again. Peter Obi, one I know before. He don't come make one statement before. Where we say everybody carry him for leg. Even the northerners and the southwest, northeast, northwest, north central, including his own brothers Igbos. Everyone say, why must Peter Obi make such a comment? Now, in return, Peter Obi have come back again and there's a red IPOB from violent sit-at-home order. In other words, Peter Obi have come out to say that IPOB is not the cause of insecurity in our own land. Revise. Revised standard version. Or I still remember, I think in the Bible you go see that one. Revised standard version. So we don't revise whatever he must have spoken before concerning Biafra, concerning the sit at home, and concerning the insecurity in our own land. So my wonderful people, if you never subscribe to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Endeavor to do that anytime soon. Turn on the notification button or the notification icon to be notified each time we go live. Or I post something new on this channel or another channel later to Okute Daily Talk. Please, my dear people, happy Sunday to you all. Before I forget you, today na Sunday. Make you remember to say you need to go and worship your Baba God there. Anything where you believe that is working for you, either going to church or worshiping Amadioha, Abinogu, or Wayelara. Anyone who, even if na Sele they go, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, you know, Yamano Nyamanama, Start our Sunday. In fact, we can call it the beginning of this week. Whichever way it is, it shall be well with us. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Please, always stop using abusive language or abusive words on the comment section. Whether I talk good, I talk bad. Anyone I talk that affected you much, all you need to do just bypass. You don't need to comment. If you want to comment, just give me the reason why you have to counter whatever I said on that broadcast. As simple as that. That's how people do. That's how reasonable people do. So let us stop behaving like touts when we come to the comment section. I greet you all. Simon Ekpa, a popular Biafran agitator and separatist, said Igbos are not committing crimes to release the leader of the regional people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ekpa, the Finland-based lawyer and Prime Minister of Biafran Republic, government in exile, disclosed this on Friday via his Twitter handle in response to IPOB factional spokesperson Ima Powerful. Recall that Powerful gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu conditions to end insecurity in the southeast. However, Ekpa noted that Kanu has nothing to do with criminals in the southeast. According to him, Biafrans are not committing crimes in the region to press home the release of Kanu, but instead through a peaceful civil disobedience. He stated that a sit at home has nothing to do with criminality in the southeast. Ekpa retreated the call for Kanu's release before July 30, 2023. Disregard these criminals calling themselves IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with criminals in the southeast. Biafrans are not committing crimes for Kanu's release. Rather, they are agitating for his release through civil disobedience. He wrote, okay, this one is Ekpa calling a man powerful criminal. In other words, a powerful is among those who are sabotaging this movement. Anyway, now the end will justify. The only thing I have to say is let us be guided. Peter Obi is an elect IPOB from violence at home order. Peter Gringo Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, in the 2023 election has described the sit-at-home directives in the Southeast as the handwork of a criminal enterprise. In a statement he posted on his official Twitter page on Thursday, Peter Obi said the sit-at-home order has been denied by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and called on the security agencies to take urgent steps to deal with the heightened insecurity and the crimes across the country. Obi also commended the southeastern governors for their efforts in curbing criminal activities in the region and asked for more strategic and intelligence-driven approaches to reduce the suffering on the citizens. The situation in the Mangu local government area of Plateau State has raised a lot of anxiety because of the number of lives and properties lost, with very little resistance from security operatives, Obi said. Also disturbing is the continued disruption of businesses and social activities in the southeastern part of the country over the sit-at-home directive purported to be coming from indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, when the body has publicly denied issuing such directive. What is going on the southeast, therefore, is essentially a criminal activity that must be nipped in the bud, with all hands being on deck, security agencies and the people alike. The Southeast governors are to be commended for their renowned efforts at curbing this menace, but there is a need to be more strategic and intelligence-driven in our approach to reducing the suffering of our innocent people in the society. Security agencies should take necessary and quick steps to arrest the ugly incidents, because the country cannot be spilling the blood of innocent citizens. We as a people, through our various governments, should up our value for human lives in the way and manner we respond to issues that touches lives. The implications of an insecure environment for development are far-reaching because no investors will consider going to an area where their resources will not be safe and secured. Obi called on religious traditional leaders and stakeholders to continue pushing for peace among their people and called on governments at all levels to take urgent steps to address the widespread poverty and youth unemployment in our land. We will continue to promote peace between Nigeria, Niger Republic, Governor Bumi Abubuni, Niger Republic. I don't know what Niger Republic have contributed to Nigeria. We keep on promoting peace. While all we are having here, all the miscreants is from Niger, Mali, and Cotonou, and other African countries. They are the ones that are living in our forest. We keep on maintaining peace. Governor May Mala Buni of Yobo State has assured peace ambassador of Abezenawa, Damagaram Zinda, Niger Republic, that he will continue to promote peace between the two countries. Buni gave the assurance through his spokesman, Maman Mahmoudou, in a statement issued shortly after receiving the leader of the Niger delegation, Abdullahi Ibrahim, in Damaturu. I will continue to encourage peaceful coexistence among our communities and the countries, Governor Bumi Abubuni assured. The Niger delegation honored the governor with the traditional title of Sarikin Yakin Zaman Lafia for Nigeria and Niger Republic. Leader of the delegation, Abdullah Ibrahim, said the title was in recognition of the Governor Buni's efforts in the promotion of peace and peaceful coexistence among Nigeria and Niger communities. We found it necessary to recognize you with this title in view of the peaceful coexistence and infrastructural development in the border communities, which are also enjoyed by communities in Niger Republic, Abdullahi said. According to him, Governor Buni's pride in healthcare delivery, road network, and economic development to people of Yobe State are also being enjoyed by communities in the Niger Republic. In other words, they are intruding into our country, making our resources. They are the ones that are crying when fuel subsidy was removed. Now, Niger Republic and Cameroon are crying. They are even fighting and blaming Nigeria. Why should they remove fuel subsidy? Recall that Governor Bunni was in December 2022 bestowed with a national honor of Commandor Dans Odua to merit to Niger by the President of Niger, Mahamadou Bazoum, for his contribution to the development, diplomatic relationship between the two countries. Palliative. Financial experts warns Tinubu against sharing 8,000 naira to poor Nigerians. A financial expert Benga Adeoye, has asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to quench the plan by his government to distribute 8,000 naira to 12 million poor Nigerians in 6 months. Recall that President on Thursday requested 500 billion naira from the National Assembly, supposedly to be distributed to poor Nigerians as palliatives to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal. In the letter, Tinubu explained that his government will transfer 8,000 naira a month to 12 million poor and low-income households with a multiple effects on about 60 million individuals. But Adeoye, in an interview with Daily Post, told the president that he will not be able to cushion the effect of subsidy removal through the planned distribution of 8,000 naira, while alluding to the fact that Tinubu was prepared for the job due to the action he took immediately after he assumed office. Adeoye, however, said, "I have been disturbed by the plan of the Tinubu government to give 8,000 naira cash palliative to 12 million poor Nigerians for 6 months." Explaining why the cash palliative should be avoided, the chartered accountant said that 8,000 naira to 12 million Nigerians will amount to 96 billion naira a month and 576 billion naira in 6 months. Cash palliative does not befit a country that has not reached optimal production level. It is good in a country that has attained optimal production level, but the people are restricted from going out to work. An example of such is the United States of America, where cash was distributed during COVID-19 restrictions because people could not go out to perform their economic activities, he explained. In his recommendations, the tax expert suggested that the federal government acquire 200 buses per senatorial district at 30 million naira per bus, stressing that 666 billion will be spent on acquiring 22,200 buses. This will reduce the cost of transportation if handed over to relevant stakeholders to manage, ensure regular maintenance, and run it as a pure business, but regulate the rate based on locations. Make monthly tickets available. Use card over time, like in Oyster card in the UK. Ensure there are savings from the income generated from the bus to be able to replace them after 5 years. Let no politician use the bus for free. All Nigerians will benefit from this, as most people will no longer have to worry about the high cost of petrol, he stated. The lawyer also suggested giving 1 million naira to 600,000 entrepreneurs who will engage in petty businesses and will be able to employ 4 other Nigerians as help in that sector. The money, he said, should be paid back over a period of 10 years at a 2 to 3% maximum rate, and if possible, at no interest, since 576 billion naira proposed by the federal government is a free gift anyway. Adeoye informed that this will create 3 million direct and indirect employment, expressing further concern about the planned 8,000 naira palliative. He asked, how do we determine the poor Nigerians? How do we ensure the spread across the country? What will 8,000 naira do monthly to lives of people who have been suffering all this while? The UK arbitrator said, in my considered opinion, that move will not solve the poverty problem and hardship arising from fuel subsidy removal. To give 8,000 naira per month is to give 266.67 naira per day. This will not produce the desired result, as it means giving less than 90% meal if it is assumed that the so-called poor will eat 3 times a day. The worst aspect of cash palliative is that people return to their level at the end of the program, and that will cause more havoc after 6 months and can lead to unrest. Lastly, I repeat, Mr. President, please do not give out cash palliative of 576 billion naira. The amount is too much for such, and the 2 alternatives enumerated above will have better impact than 266.67 naira per day to 12 million Nigerians. You have spoken well, my dear, and I agree with you. Igbo Yoruba elderly men at higher risk of glaucoma endorse blindness, expert warns. This one are to elderly, both Yoruba or the Igbos. Let us see why it is so. A professor of ophthalmology, Adeola Onakoya, says illiteracy and poverty can increase the chances of going blind from glaucoma. Onakoya also said that Igbo or Yoruba elderly men have higher risk of glaucoma blindness. She said this during the Faculty of Ophthalmology National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria 24th Annual Faculty Lecture on Friday in Lagos. The theme of the lecture was Glaucoma Care in Nigeria, the Journey So Far. Glaucoma is a disease that damages the eye's optic nerve. It usually happens when fluid builds up in the front part of the eye, and that extra fluid increases the pressure in the eye, damaging the optic nerve. Onakoya advised that all elderly Igbo and Yoruba men should get screened for glaucoma. She noted that a healthy optic nerve was necessary for good vision. Igbo ethnic groups have larger optic nerve hypolasia and lack of response to treatment. Evidence indicates inherent disease risk in black race irrespective of environment, education, and medical systems. He said the glaucoma specialist noted that advancing age, low ocular profession pressure, male gender, high intraocular pressure, hypertension, and use of catrolites were also risk factors for glaucoma, according to these experts in what got to do with our eyes. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, always endeavor to do what? To go and test your eyes for glaucoma so that you start to have the treatment earlier before it gets worse. Insecurity. We won't negotiate with bandits. They will be eliminated. Nigerian Army laments. Are you sure? A part of effort to tackle insecurity, the Nigerian Army has vowed never to negotiate with bandits. The General Officer commanding 8th Division, Nigerian Army Sokoto, Major General Godwin Mutkut, said troops will eliminate bandits rather than negotiate with them. Muktut issued a warning while addressing journalists in Gusau, Zamfara State. He urged terrorists and bandits in the north to surrender unconditionally. According to Muktuk, nobody negotiated with them before they entered the bush. Now that the fire is hitting them, they want to negotiate. Well, I won't call it negotiation. They should just come out and surrender. Negotiation is a trap. They have done it in the past and it did not yet any result. So why are they still repeating the same mistakes we did in the past? The military will not negotiate with the bandits, but will rather go after them in their hideout to eliminate. If they want to survive, they should just surrender. The bandits are now hitting soft targets, especially innocent citizens in the villages or on the highways. Presidential visit. APC female NEC members, zonal leaders reject Beta Edu. Okay, let us see what happens. In what looks like a brewing crisis, the latest female national APC officers and zonal women leaders have expressed their dissatisfaction with the leadership of Beta Edu, the party's national women leader. Daily Post learned this on Saturday in a letter by Honorable Omorede Osifo, APC Deputy National Treasurer, and 8 other women leaders addressed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recall that Edu and APC leaders have visited Tinubu at the presidential villa 2 days ago. However, the APC elected women executives and zonal leaders have unanimously passed a vote of no confidence in Edu and distanced themselves from her recent visit to the president. They accused Edu of mispresentation and self-aggrandizement during her visit to the presidential villa. Accordingly, they stated that Edu does not represent the elected national women officials and zonal women leaders of the party, contrary to reports circulating in the media. They asserted that many of the women paraded were fake, not the democratically elected national officers, including National Executive Council members, zonal women leaders, 3 women senators, 15 female House of Representatives, members, and other relevant women leaders and stakeholders. The aggrieved female leader pleaded with Tinubu for an audience to hear their grievances. P2B decries fake media reports targeted to discredit him. P2B of the Labour Party has decried what he described as a emerging pattern of fake media reports predicted on interviews and press remarks he never granted. Obi said it is regrettable that the nation's politics have sunken to an abysmal level where manipulations of the media space is now a trade. However, the Labour Party presidential candidate insisted he would continue to speak on topical national issues via recognized news and media outfits. In a statement issued on his verified Twitter handle on Saturday, the former Anambra State governor maintained that he would not concern himself with the cheap distractive trolls, saying his focus and that of the obedient movement will not derail from the original mission of creating a new Nigeria. He wrote, "I have noticed with dismay an emerging pattern where fake media reports and news items are predicted on interviews and press remarks I never granted. 2 recent instances led to my saying that I am looking forward to running for office in 2027 on a supposed Arai TV interview that never took place. The other is about my reaction to prospective appointees to the federal government. Both reports are bogus. Regrettably, our politics have sunken to this abysmal level where manipulation of the media space is now a trade. For me, I shall continue to speak on topical national issues via recognized news and media outfits, but I certainly will not concern myself with cheap distractive trolls. My focus and that of the obedient movement will not derail from the original mission of creating a new Nigeria, which we believe is possible. Our emphasis has never been on political positions or personal aggrandizement, but on putting the nation on the right footing and deepening the democracy by helping to elevate and empower the downtrodden in our society. That was why our messages during the electionary campaigns were all issue-driving matters. The last but not the least, anti-Tinubu elements will get sense by force. Festus Akpamo knocks obedience. Former Minister of State for Labour and Productivity, Mr. Festus Akpamo, has again taken a swipe at supporters of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last election. P2B, over social media trolls targeted at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Daily Post report that a section of Nigerians who do not support the election of Tinubu have since Friday taken to social media to tackle the president over his move to pay 8,000 naira to 12 million households in a bid to mitigate the effect of the fuel subsidy removal. Reacting to the sum of the social media attacks, Akpamo in a tweet on Saturday lamented that the anti-Tinubu elements are still lurking online with all kinds of negative expectations. According to the former minister, there is no point picking offense from the trolling, saying they will eventually get sense by force. They have virtually created an alternate world for themselves, far removed from reality, lock themselves in their own bubble, and just bandy all kinds of inanities around and amongst themselves to make themselves happy. Please mark some of them with their comments below. Rather than get angry, we should feel deep pity for them. They will eventually get sentenced by force, according to Festus Akpamo of the Labour Party. So my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, I beg, make una take this one the step down. As when they do what? As when I do on a Sunday, make una remember say, any hand where they watch also can also subscribe, like, share, and also comment. It is very, very important and very, very necessary. So until I come your way again, I tell you, man, your one and the only Okute Daily Talk. From my honor, Uncle, bringing to you this news of this day. Have a nice day. May the Almighty Tukokabama bless us all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. See you once again, or to hear my voice again. I am signing out for now. Bye, my wonderful people. Kemesiano.